Hello, my watchers. The Forever Winter has been an interesting week. They had some quality of life updates. I know they announced on the Wednesday, April 8th, that they had a big update coming. What you can see in front of you here is what they released. They actually released it on the 14th in the end, because it said they were going to release it on the week of that April 12th, but it was released on the 14th. Yeah, had some exciting things promised. So I'll go through some of the things that are, well, I'll say important to me. Maybe it's because of how far I've got with my progress in the game. Some things aren't relevant, but will be relevant to you guys, definitely. I was really excited about, it seems really silly, but I was excited by the thing of promising to return the tombstone. I've had a problem with my playthroughs where when I die, I lose all my gear. It promises a tombstone in the next playthrough. And when I do the playthrough, there's no tombstone there. So I never get my gear back. So I'm always continuously trying to buy gear, which goes into a vicious circle then, because I'm constantly scavenging to try and sell stuff to get money to buy gear. So I'm very excited that the tombstone thing apparently will be fixed. So basically it says here, this makes the tombstone location more consistent and dependable when returning to the tunnels. Apparently it's going to be at the end checkpoint where you go back to the innards. Yeah, I'm crossing my fingers that one really does come to light. Another really cool one is the being able to travel through the tunnels now and be able to, it won't cost you anything, your water and stuff. And also you can go to Ashen Mesa and Scorch Enclave directly without having to go through the tunnels and without it costing you anything, which is pretty good. Obviously you can skip the tunnels now, but I like the tunnel. They're a good laugh. It's especially for someone new to the game who's trying to get used to stuff within the Forever Winter. I think it's good to do the tunnels and do them a lot so you get used to the gameplay itself before you go up onto the surface and get your ass kicked. So this is really good anyway, so that's good. Hunter Killers. Hunter Killers will no longer be summoned based on loot alone, with a few key exceptions such as collecting boss parts. It says why? This reinforces that looting and stealth as a viable strategy and a beneficial alternative to combat. This reduces scenarios where the player feels like they have to engage in combat and makes it clearer when aggression triggers a lethal response. So yeah, happy days on that. Enemy AI respawn and spawn rates. We have adjusted the tunnel encounters to be better, support the idea of sneaking under the wall rather than consistently being forced into it. Earlier tunnels will now have less enemy AI, in brackets, especially when travelling solo. I've never really had a problem with enemies in the tunnels and the amount of them. I think it's a perfect balance as it is, but yeah, whatever FunDog want to do, happy days. So next one, many of the worst case navigation jumping areas of the tunnels have been adjusted to be more forgiving. This reduces pain points for navigation in the tunnels and also mitigates extreme fail conditions should you slip and fall. Yeah, I've noticed on some of the pipes and some of the levels now, if you fall off the pipe, you don't die. It just puts you back on the pipe and it's taken some of your energy away. So that's good. And I must admit, you can fall really easy in this game. So happy days on that one. Manufacture times for elements commonly used for gameplay have been reduced or outright eliminated. I haven't got to this point yet of manufacturing anything or doing anything like that, so I don't know how this affects the game yet. But that'll be relative to you guys if you've been playing a lot. Credit rewards for quests have been increased. Happy days. Stamina costs have been adjusted to better fit the risk-reward balance of movement and combat. It should now be easier to slip away from dangerous situations, as stamina costs have been adjusted for rig weight and for mantling, jumping and sprinting. So that makes things more realistic. That's a good thing. Recruit AI. I've never recruited an AI, so I don't know what this is all about. Again, this will be more relative to you guys. Also, this is not relative to me, but relative to you guys. The shaman can now see the name of the area that will be accessed for each extraction point on both the compass and in world. So this is what they released on the 14th, these things. And also they were mentioning up here in the description about being rewarded for being stealthy and less rewarded for actual combat. And this is why I actually brought the Forever Winter. I like the fact that you have to sneak around and avoid conflict. There is too many games where you're just walking around blasting stuff, right? You just want a bit more in a game, and I'm hoping that the Forever Winter will become an even balance between a bit of combat, but also the stealth mission type of thing. And like I say, that's why I brought the game. I'm hoping that balance does appear. I hope it happens, because I've noticed within the game there's lots of guns, lots of ammo, and I feel when I'm doing playthroughs that I'm still forced into combat, and it doesn't matter how much I sneak about, the enemies kick my ass basically. I wait in some areas for 5 or 10 minutes for things to calm down in conflict, and then I sneak out, and then a random enemy comes along and blasts my ass. So, but hey, early release stuff, FunDog, I want to give them a chance, because at the minute I love this game. So, but anyway, they released all this stuff on the 14th, and then the coming days after the 14th, so that was this was the release, the actual, what they released on the day they released the actual update, the patch. And then a few days after that, it was the next day, they had some problems. I noticed that the helicopters up on the surface, they were appearing out of the floor and just bouncing up and down. They were still in combat with the enemy, but they are acting really weird. So I think they had to fix that. Something about they adjusted the standard and advanced first aid kit manufacture times. There was a problem with that. Also, I noticed this AI enemy just dropping dead. I was going through the tunnels, and you'd hear this like a squelch noise, and I thought, never heard that noise before. And you go over and the enemies are dead on the floor with all blood everywhere. And it's like, what happened to them? And apparently it was a bug after this initial update, so they've corrected that. What is it here? Tunnel loot. They did a minor adjustment to the tunnel loot drop percentages. And then another update, which was, I think, yesterday. Yeah, because it's the 18th today. Did a hot fix caused by researchers to randomly dying AI in the tunnel. So, yeah. But they're keeping on top of things. This is brilliant. Well done, FunDog. Happy days, mate. I like the updates. They're brilliant. Since all these updates and patches in the last week, the game has become harder, I'd say. But that's at the level that I'm playing at, and the kit that I've got that I'm playing with, you know. But everyone will have their different opinions to this, but I just wanted to give mine anyway, because I can. So yeah, that's enough about the hot fixes and the patches and blah 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 updates. I'm just going to do a little playthrough now, just going through a tunnel or maybe going up to the surface doing something, and I'll try and point out anything that's new. Right, guys, playtime. So I've chosen just standard tunnel A that we're going to have a walk through. All I've got is my standard 2 guns, the surplus rifle and a surplus shotgun, some shotgun shells and some ammo for the surplus rifle, and then a small first aid kit. I think the first thing I want to test out is whether the tombstone thing really works now. So let's bomb into Tunnel A.
Maybe eating a bullet would be better.
So all I'll do is we'll get up through this lift shaft first, and then I'll get myself destroyed by the enemy, and see if when we play through whether my tombstone is where it should be. I've got this boring lift shaft. I have tried on occasions just blasting the drones in this shaft, but you can't collect the parts anyway. They drop down, don't they, into the bottom of the tunnel. So tend to leave them alone. Although I didn't see any then. Maybe that's a new thing. Maybe they've taken the drones out of the lift shaft. Yeah, don't know. Anywho's. Yeah, seems to be stuck on a... Seems like a curb. He's having problems with this curb. I mean, I'd gather he's like 5 or 6 foot tall. And yeah, let's just jump over that little small curb, shall we? Right. No goodies round here. Right, let's see what AI enemies we've got in this tunnel. See if I can get them to do me over. And then we will do an immediate playthrough and see if the if our tombstone is where it is at the end. Let's mess with this bloke. I'm not going to shoot him or anything. I'm just going to let him kick my ass. Yeah, there he is. Come on, sucker. What do you want? No way. How come he just keeps going? What? No. That's pretty crazy. I've never messed with this guy before, to tell the truth. Ah, yes. Punch straight to the head. I'm dead as a doornail. So let's go back to the innards. And then we will go through as quickly as we can without boring you with the animations. Old dude in the tunnel. Right. Let's get straight out of here. Ready room. Here we go. Right. Moment of truth. Will the tombstone be where it's supposed to be? Scavs, I've moved your tombstone.
Maybe you can pull it back.
Go to this curb again, shall we? Ah, big problem again. Oh, to get the council on that. This is trip hazard. Right. Go down there. So the scavs have moved my tombstone, right? So, have we got any AI enemies anywhere? Yeah, I can hear footsteps. Here they come. Dum-da-dum-da-dum-da-dum-da-dum. What? I'm being super stealthy, so why have you detected me? The new mechanics are saying that if I'm super stealthy, you're not supposed to be able to see me. Well, not supposed to be able to see me, but don't detect me as easy. So what was all that about? Let's get up on here. Hide my ass. Oh yeah, I suppose they're going to have a little bit of hassle with the crawlers down there. Yeah. Get them. Kick their ass. That's it. Coming back. They've done the job.
No win, fight ahead.
Well done. Yes. Right. Let's leg it down there. So, this would be the normal extraction point down here. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick up some of these goodies. There's no point in leaving valuable items. Let's make sure I'm out of the way of these guys a minute. Yeah, they didn't like that. They nearly had me. Let's have that. I'll tell you what we'll do as well. While I'm here, might as well collect some goodies. What we got? Modem, fire starter kit, hand drill. Yeah. Barring. Right. Let's get down this tunnel. Let's have a look and see if my gear is actually at the end of this tunnel. The scavs have moved my tombstone to here. They have. Look at this. There it is. Thank you. Thank you, FunDog. You are great. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. A million times. I will keep playing this game. I forgive you for everything.
Narrow but clean exit.
Anyway, I'm not going to carry on with this this playthrough. I just wanted to go through really the new updates and the patch stuff, and yeah. And for me, like I say, the tombstone thing, brilliant. That means I can crack on with this game without, as long as I retrieve my tombstone, I can retrieve my gear. So, happy days, eh? Thanks for watching this really boring, not very exciting, little brief glimpse into the Forever Winter updates by FunDog. See you guys. Bye.